Hey guys, this is Naren Zaid with the Hammer Bros, and I'm coming at you with another battle report, doing some XRoads Spring 2014 GT Prep. I'm playing against my buddy who just got a brand new Warriors army that's fully painted, and he's really pumped about it. So starting from right to left, I have my 2 units of gutter runners that have scouted in, and this is his Chimera with regenerating flesh and breath weapon. On this side of the board, I have a unit of dogs, a demon prince, a BSB, a hero with the Dawnstone and the Helm of Many Eyes, 20 Nurgle Chaos Warriors with halberds and shields and the Banner of Swiftness, a unit of Skull Crushers with the Banner of Eternal Rage. That Chimera you see there is not actually a Chimera, it's his War Shrine, and he's waiting for his current War Shrine to come in. Left of that is a Nurgle Chariot, then another unit of dogs. On my side is my Doom Wheel, a Rat Dart, 40 slaves with Musician Champion, Hell Pit, Warp Lightning Cannon, another 40 slaves. Both of those slave units have an engineer in them. One of them has the Warp Energy Condenser with Warp Lightning, and the other one has my Doom Rocket. To the left of them is my Storm Vermin, Full Command, Razor Standard, and my Warlord. And then in the bottom left is my Bunker with my Grey Seer, my BSB, and my level 1 with the Warp Energy Condenser. So he goes first, and he vanguards up and moves like so on the left. He's afraid of my Warp Lightning Cannons, and in the ETC comp, I can't see him, so I can't shoot him with my Warp Lightnings. I know that there's a rule where my Warp Lightning Cannons can go through Impassable and stuff like that, but I believe it's in the best of play in the ETC that you can't do that, so I choose not to do that. To, shoot at the base of the hill and I'll get lucky and bounce through and hit. So that's how he moves up here. He flies his Chimera to Breath Weapon. My Gentle Sir's over there, his magic phase. He can't see me and I can't see him, but he gets the bubble 5+ regen on everything over there to the left. He breathes and he kills one of my guys. So he got a little unlucky, did like 6 hits I think. Wounded 4 times and I made 3 of the saves. So good on me. Over here on my turn, I move my Doom Wheel up because I want to send some shockwaves on that 3-up BSB during my magic phase. I'm sorry, and I also smash my Hell Pit into my slave so he doesn't have to come out because I don't want to have to commit him yet until I can start single targeting things. So I go to my magic phase. I have a fairly lackluster phase. The only thing I'm able to do is Warp Lightning the dogs over there twice, and I get rid of them. During my shooting phase, I do 2 or 3 wounds to the Chimera, and he saves all of them. My Doom Wheel did not go far enough, so he's going to Warp Lightning my Rat Dart there, and he lightnings them and kills 3, and they panic, and they run off the board. On his turn, he charges my Gutter Runners. They do not flee from terror, and this is what the board looks like on his end. I didn't see this charge coming from his BSB into my Doom Wheel. I didn't think I was in his arc of sight. So he charges me there. He can't charge me anywhere else, so he moves over the hill though to get himself into position to get into combat, so only get about 1 round of shooting on him, and then he's going to come in on me. So that's what that looks like. We go to his magic phase, and his Demon Prince is way over here. So he tries to get the D3 toughness one off, and I dispel that. And then he does Rancid Visitations to my slave unit and kills a couple, and then I make my test and nothing else happens. In close combat here, he deals no wounds. He does no wounds here, despite having a halberd and plenty of attacks. I believe he fails his terror check this time, and I roll my leadership 5. So I get a little lucky there with that leadership 5, but we'll see how that goes. So here's my turn. I charge. I charge with my Storm Vermin into those dogs to overrun into his chariot, I hope. I move my slaves within 1 inch of his Skull Crusher unit, so they're the only thing he can charge. I random move my Hell Pit into those warriors because nothing says lovin' like a bunch of strength 6 attacks on 4+ armor and toughness 4. And then I charge his hero just so he can't get in my way and I can stick him there. So what happens in the magic phase is I don't do anything. I get like a really low couple of numbers. Oh, I lied. When I say I don't do anything, I mean I pull off an important spell. I get like 4 dice, he gets 2, and I throw Howling Warp Gale, and I get it, so his Demon Prince can't fly around and piss me off. So, in the shooting phase, I shoot my Warp Lightning Cannons at the uh, Chariot, I believe, and I miss it because I needed to go 8 from the back, so I didn't hit my own guys, and I rolled a 10. So, shame. And then the other one I rolled a strength 2 and didn't wound. So that's that. I shoot my warp lightning and I do strength 10 and I fail to wound and then I wound twice and he makes his 3-up ward. So damn shame. In close combat, you can see I kill all the dogs on the left of my warlord unit and I overrun 5 inches, which is not enough to get into the chariot over there. My Hell Pit goes wild on these Nurgle warriors with Avalanche of Flesh, and he sticks. You can see here I feed my champion to this champion. He does, or to this Exalted Hero. He does 3 wounds. I have 3 ranks, and no, I'm sorry. He does 2 wounds, and he charged, and I have 3 ranks. And my musician, I win by musician. He fails his break test and runs. You can see over here that my Doom Wheel broke, and he's 1 inch behind me. So we go to Wars of Chaos turn. He charges with his chariot because he wanted to deal the impact hits. What I told him was he should have just gotten my Stormvermin's way because now I'm going to be able to kill that chariot and then reform on my turn, and then charge those Skull Crushers in the flank. So he charges the Skull Crushers into my slaves because he doesn't have another option. The War Shrine moves up like so. His hero rallies and he flies his Demon Prince all the way to the right behind this hill. The Chimera killed those Gutter Runners, by the way, and then reformed to come towards my other Gutter Runners, which he moves 12 towards them. His BSB, meanwhile, charges my Doom Wheel and catches it. It doesn't go far enough, and he's 1 inch behind it, so that's how that goes. His magic phase, he rolls double 1s, and then I channel 1, and I dispel whatever spell he tried to cast. I think it was Rancid Visitations on my slaves again. He has no shooting to speak of, so we go to close combat. And his chariot sticks with 1 wound. I deal 3 wounds to it. There's 1 wound left, and it sticks. So, unlike a leadership 3, what are you going to do? His crushers kill a whole bunch of Skaven. I'm stubborn on leadership 10. I make it, and that's that. And the warriors get killed to a man by my Hell Pit. So we go to my turn. I flank charge those Skull Crushers. And I move my engineer in front of his war shrine, so we can only charge that. During my shooting phase, my warp lightning cannon misfires and explodes. My other one doesn't have anything to shoot at, so I think I try to shoot his BSB maybe, and he makes his 3-up ward. So nothing doing there. With all these hills, it's really hard to get cannon shots. So. And then we go to my close combat phase. The chariot gets killed, having only 1 wound left. I reform like so. During the Skull Crusher combat, I deal 2 wounds with my impact hits, and then I deal 6 with my resulting Avalanche of Flesh. So that's what that looks like. I face this way. This is what's going on the right side of the board. After his after he killed those Gutter Runners, he charged them from the hill. I failed my terror check. I ran away. His BSB was in position, so he charged, and then they ran the other way, and his BSB caught them. So you can see me march blocking his Demon Prince right there with that guy. On his turn, he charges his Warp Shrine into the Warlock Engineer. The Demon Prince has moved up. You can see, though, that I still got Howling Warp Gale up. Or maybe I popped the Storm Banner this turn. Either way, one or the other. So during his magic phase, he gives himself Miasma of Pestilence, I believe, and he gives himself a higher toughness on his Demon Prince. Yep, and that's that. He kills the War Shrine, kills the Engineer, and reforms. My Hell Pit charges it. You can see how that worked out for the War Shrine. I did no wounds to it. It did no wounds to me. I won by 1, and it broke. I ran it down. During the magic phase, I cast Wither on his Demon Prince, and then I got Cloud of Corruption off. So I did 2 wounds to him, or 3 wounds. I did 3 wounds to him, so he had 1 left. During his turn, he charges my Slave Bunker to try and regain some wounds. He throws 5 dice at a spell and miscasts, and sends himself into the warp. So he does himself the Strength 10 hit, wounds. He makes his ward save, and then he sucks himself into the void. That's where my opponent calls it, having only the Chimera and his BSB left, against essentially my whole army, save the Doom Wheel and a Warp Lightning Cannon. So he really enjoyed the game, though. He said he was learning a lot. I told him about the Chariot issue and how normally your Chariot doesn't make that Leadership 3 check, and how he could have redirected me for another turn. But, you know, it's all part of the learning process. So we had an excellent game, and I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you on the next one.